Good morning there. You're watching QTV this morning, and I am Jenna Basonko, and I'm here with my amazing co-host Ibrahim Balde. You missed me, but you did not cry. I told you whenever you miss me, you have to come on the show and cry.
I love your character. I love the way you character. I love the Togo vibes.
Yo,
Naka Togo?
Madam Pepe wa Togo.
Chum.
Pepe len beñ waar.
maa ngi gis sa vidéo yi yaa ngi wax di saari loxo yaa ngi wax di dangal ma ne gaa ne cey waa Togo.
Amul leen kii mooy kat.
Jey agsi na.
Wow.
ñoom
ñëpp ñu yëg ko nag.
Non yëg nañ ko.
Waaw ñu yëg ko nii feel ko. But
so
anyway, it was a good experience. It was a good experience, you know, because the topic of discussion was post-disaster assessment needs, and we got like a lot of different people from different sectors. Obviously, I'm from the communication sector, so I was more concentrated on developing communication strategies when it comes to post-disaster assessment needs, because when a disaster happens in different communities, you have to know how they react to communication strategies to be able to communicate with them. Are you going to use musicians? Are you going to use comedians? You know, what means of communication are you going to use? You know, because it's very important that communication individuals are involved when it comes to post-disaster assessment needs. Also, to hold government accountable. Apart from putting the strategies in place, it's important that we know the frameworks that government have, and when we do, then when government do not do it the right way, we'll be like, oh, this is supposed to be done this way, that is supposed to be done that way. So generally, I think journalists just need to be au fait with everything.
Absolutely.
That is why journalists study international relations.
I think it's important. It's important. I mean, for communication to be involved when it comes to many things.
Yeah,
I mean,
right.
The way you communicate, the way you handle things, it's also very important. You know, journalism, you have a role to play in many sectors. So the way you handle it, it's also, sometimes they deal certain things lightly, you know, but these are things that are very important and they matter when it comes to disaster, you know. I mean, I am happy that attending the training.
And aside from the serious part, the exciting part has to do with the different things. You know, I was trying to like spot the difference between Togo and the Gambia. Aside from us being Anglophone and them being Francophone, you can see when I went there, I noticed that Togolese people do not have a problem with doing any type of job. Like when Gambians say, oh, I can't do this job because I'm this, no. They do everything. They can do anything to survive. Like
despite your qualification.
You know, I saw somebody, you know, goldfish that we used to play with when we were younger.
The goldfish in a bottle.
Somebody forcing me to like buy it, you know, and the person decided to be so innovative with it. You know, if you go to their markets, you know, it's the same as the Gambia. You know, women, obviously majority. You know, they have beautiful fabrics as well. Waxmon.
Well, I saw an establishment shot of the market. And, you know, it's
the
just
same,
like the Gambia,
Serekunda market. African markets, mom.
Yes,
I can assure you they're the same. Wax yu nice. Gisuma fa wanteer moom. Waaye wax yu nice daal am nañ ko. Xaaral ba ma pare ba door di soos ma wuudi ni di pepe nit ñi fi. Next week ma door di leen pepe. Pepe nit ñi ni ak suma wuudin bi.
Chicken pepper soup.
Chicken pepper soup. Take it.
Lolu nice.
Yeah, but it was a good experience.
Comme no nekk di waxe ñaaka choose job. I mean, I think Gambia dafa am lu bari li nga xamne people can do it.
Yeah.
Why the thing is we have been selective of the types of jobs we do. So and
my editor-in-chief, oh, Mr. Ade, I missed you. I know you missed me too. How are you?
The whole of Gambia missed you.
How are you?
Definitely.
Well, thank you.
Great. Have you been to Togo before?
I haven't, but now that I've heard you speak about it, I'm tempted to go. I once stopped on a flight.
Okay.
We were at the airport for 2 hours in Lome. But that was it.
That was it.
We actually didn't get to leave the airport, so I can't say I've been there, really.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I love it there, you know, the motorbikes, you know. But one thing I did not like, and obviously when I saw it, my mind went to Mr. Ade, is that, you know, the motorbike, the driver has a helmet on, but the passengers don't have helmet on. So the guard that was my journalist friend there that was taking me around, I'm like, why is the police allowing this?
So you were on a motorbike?
No, I don't know. I was in a car. But all the motorbike and women also, you know, use the motorbike. They'll be on in their African attire and you know, riding it with power.
They've been doing that for a long time.
But that's not new. Even Basse.
And in Senegal,
you have that in Basse.
But then the number there is like a lot.
Exceeds
it's a huge number. And also the university, Mr. Ade, when I went to the university, I was like, okay. What's happening here? The infrastructure is massive. Roads are like proper roads in the university. All their faculties, their dormitories.
And it's huge.
It's amazing. So when I posted it, someone's like, you didn't go to Nigeria. I'm like, when I went to all the other African countries, I've never visited their university. So this was the first time that I visited like an African country university. But I was like, what? They are far ahead.
Well, I mean, there is something about, you were asking someone about a building.
Yeah,
the ECOWAS building.
Okay, right.
And Jenna was like, is it the headquarters?
Yeah, no, it's not the headquarters.
And the guy was like, no, it's not the headquarters.
But it looked like the headquarters.
Jenna was like, what a waste.
What a waste.
It should be the headquarters.
Yeah, but it was an amazing experience.
I've, you know, before COVID, I had said, and it's always tempting fate to predict these things. I had said that for the whole of 2020, I would try and visit, between 2020 and 2022, I would try and visit every country in West Africa, every ECOWAS country, certainly. I would have included Mauritania, which isn't in ECOWAS, but I would have included it because it's in West Africa. But COVID intervened, and so I never got. But I've been to Guinea, Liberia, of course, Senegal 3 times, Cabo Verde, Sierra Leone, Ghana. So you know, there's still a few to go.
But one thing I know is women in Gambia, women everywhere are the same. Imagine when I went to the airport, Mr. Ade, you have to fill this arrival and departure form. So it's in French, so it's refused to change to English because the system had a problem. So while the other 2 Gambian delegates were getting it done, I saw another guy helping other people. So I was like, to make this fast, because we are so tired, 10 hours at the airport on a transit on Dakar. So let me just get to that guy to help us while the woman is helping the other 2 people. So because the woman saw me going to the guy to help me, and the guy couldn't complete it, he got an emergency and had to leave. When I came back to her to help, she's like, she's speaking their language, the local language. I can't help her. She feels like I can't do my job. Why should you go to another person to help? So I'm like, oh my God, women everywhere are women everywhere. Like, because she felt like she's a woman, I didn't go to her. So I was like, woman, sister. I was just trying to make things easy. So I'm like, oh my God. You know, as women sometimes, and we need to like calm down a little bit and help each other more, especially when we're in leadership positions. In as much as we are talking about empowering ourselves as women, sometimes, you know, the fault is that we just go over the board when it comes to very little things.
That's a misunderstanding. You know, but hopefully.
But it's just about women taking every little thing as something big.
Take it too personal. Oh, she's dissed me. She's gone to the guy, and look now, the guy's gone off. You know,
so Balde, which African country are you looking forward to visiting? Which African
apart
country?
From Cape Verde.
Apart from Cape Verde. Maybe you've done research on one African country that you would like to visit.
He wants to go to Salon.
Well, I want to try Sierra Leone.
Okay.
Yes, I want to go and explore Sierra Leone, Freetown, the mountains. I heard a lot about Sierra Leone being a mountainous country.
It's very mountainous. It has the highest mountain in West Africa.
And someone also mentioned about the way people live, the culture, I mean, the setup.
There are both similarities and differences. There are quite stark differences, but there are a lot of things that you will see there that will make you think, oh, we do this in Gambia. Certainly when I came here, that was it, you know, initially I started to see. But the one thing that might surprise you is that it's a majority Muslim country, where you probably wouldn't get that in the way that you would in the Gambia, that you wouldn't see it.
Because, I mean, there was a time I asked one of my friends, I said, I mean, you're a Muslim, how did you manage to live in Sierra Leone for this long? And he said to me, I mean, well, we have a mosque there, but it's not like the way we do it here. He said, sometimes there are times that you won't even hear the azan. So they just gather and go and play.
I mean, it's 70% to 30%. So it's not the same as you have here in the Gambia, where it's 90% or whatever. And so the margin isn't as big. But every town you go to, you'll find a mosque, you'll find a church, that's for sure. But if you were in Freetown, for example, I grew up in Freetown, there are times when you would think the whole country was a Christian country because they dominated Freetown, the Christians, in a way. Like growing up until I was about 12, they didn't even allow shops to open on a Sunday because it was the Sabbath and it was meant to be kept. My grandmother, if you bought food on Sunday, you wouldn't dare eat it in her house. My grandmother on my mother's side is a Christian, and we'd have to hide and eat it. You buy food on Sunday.
Why?
Because she did not believe that shops should be open on Sunday.
Because
they should just be worshiping.
They had this thing called the Lord's Day Observance Society, which meant the Sunday was the Lord's Day.
So and it means you should be hungry.
It's like Friday.
You should be hungry throughout Sunday.
Well, you're not going to be hungry, but food. But you have Monday to Saturday to buy food.
It's like on Friday, Juma to Jote, shops closed.
Yeah, it's the same thing.
Yeah, it's the same thing.
Except then they wanted it closed all day. But eventually the Fullers were the ones who started breaking that taboo, opening their shops, and then eventually everybody just started following the Lebanese and the Indians.
Yeah, so talking about climate change and, which has to do with disasters and stuff, I don't know if you guys discussed the tree in Sierra Leone, but before that,
how could we not discuss?
Okay, then I wasn't here. So.
Not in depth.
Not in depth, right?
And certainly not on here.
But first, let's take a look at Matam in Senegal, where it's like the hottest place. So we have some. So it's climate change is actually, real. I mean, people currently, have the concept that activists are just, giving concentration for no reason, or they're looking for money. That's why people are more of talking about disasters and climate change. Yeah. But there's a need because it is happening.
It's happening, and we're seeing viewers are seeing some images there from Matam.
Yeah.
And they were saying that sometimes even at night, when you're indoors, it's about 36 degrees.
That's
so you go in to cool off, and there's no respite from the heat. You're still getting roasted even when you're indoors. And so we see some images, and there's a story on Deutsche Welle, DW,
about it,
but it's mainly just pictures.
But
I think if we had gone on further with that, you would have seen a map which would have shown people where.
Yeah, we actually saw the map came.
The map, okay.
Yeah, that's the map.
So it's in the kind of northeast,
kind
of border with Mauritania, and it's very arid, and in fact they were saying there's a significant Fuller population who are herdsmen, and they're really feeling the strain because the heat, because of course they have to be out, but also because it's so dry. There's no, there's no.
Well, you see, the issue of climate change, I think it's very complex. I mean, most of it's the activity of man himself. Sometimes you'll tell people do not cut down trees, and they think it's just a joke. I mean, you start, cutting down all these trees. The repercussion when it happens, and it starts affecting people.
Well, this is it. I mean, if I showed you pictures from Freetown, for example, from the 1960s, and now the same place, place called Wilberforce Hill Station, you could count the number of houses. Maybe 10 houses that you'd spot going up into the hills, right up into the hills. Now, there are more houses than hairs on your head. Like really,
that's funny.
The whole place is just blanketed with buildings. And of course, because they cut down, that's why 3 years ago we had this terrible mudslide, and several people, hundreds of people lost their lives. Because there's no tree to kind of
actually
hold on to
as
a breaker to hold the soil.
They've
cut down all the trees, and they built houses where they shouldn't build houses. I mean, one house I went there to rent, and as we were going, the guy said, I don't think you want to rent this house. And I said, why? He said, well, it's built so high up that there's not enough power to pump water to the house. So they have to bring water to the house every day. I'm like, and it's a beautiful house.
Oh no!
And I'm like, to hell with this, And so, people have built where they shouldn't build. And so that, as you're rightly saying, we cut down trees and we don't replant. If we were replanting in other places, then fine. But in Freetown, particularly at a time when everybody wanted to move to the city, they didn't care. People from the planning department, they sold plots that shouldn't have been sold. And now they don't have the heart to break them down. Or, having said that, I saw a story just 2 weeks ago, a school in Freetown. The children were getting ready to sit their exams, and they were sent out, and the school was demolished. Big school. I was shocked, and
That's
people
crazy.
were crying, you know. But they said, government said, we've told them that we've evicted them. The school should not have been built on this plot of land. But you know, that's after the effect.
Well, I think strict measures. Strict measures should be taken to, I mean, tackle climate change. Otherwise, we'll just be talking over and over and over.
But you know, the strict measures, who's going to take the strict
measures? Where is it going to start?
Because it's like a kind of a circle of different things that actually need to be done.
There needs to be coordination.
Yes, that's
because
the
you
point.
have somebody like ST wanting to plant how many million trees, but you know, who is he doing it? I know he's working with some of the UN.
Civil society as well.
You know, so you know, we need to come together and say, okay, what is the area that is most at risk? Why is it at risk? What can we do to mitigate those risks? And you know, what do we need? It's not about planting trees anywhere. We need to be strategic about it.
As in the specific locations.
And then those are the ones that are most at danger. And you know, look at recent when Banjul flooded. You know, rising tide. You know, in 20-25 years, they're saying that Banjul might not even be there. That's quite shocking. That's in our lifetimes, possibly.
And also, it is beyond ST locally planting trees. You know, this is a global issue. It's about what other countries are doing.
What are they doing in Matam? What are they doing in Matam? You know, to mitigate.
Exactly. So it's about a global problem that a specific group of people are too greedy, maybe, to take a look at the impact that this is going to have in the next few years based on the activities that they're doing now.
Look, you have governments across the region that are corrupt. You know,
that's the thing.
Governments tell you that we've banned timber exports.
They're joking.
And yet you see the timber exports. If you drive, I've driven when I first came here, and I just saw lorry after lorry coming in with timber.
You're
like,
where's this coming
I'm not
from?
even a detective. They're not even hiding.
You see it every day.
They're going past checkpoints.
And
this is the kind of woods that have been banned as being from being exported here, and they've been brought into the country, and they've been kept in a depot that's in open sight of everybody. It's not even hidden. In Senegal, here, everywhere, we're all contributing to this, and we're all colluding in the destruction of our planet, and we need to wake up. You know?
Well, it's a problem.
And also, I think something that's worth discussing is the current issue of the deportation that everyone's discussing. You know, Gambians who have been deported back home. And then you see on social media how there's some sort of a blame game about during Yaya Jammeh's government, this wasn't happening. You know, I see people on TikTok even doing videos to say, we prefer Yaya Jammeh to Adama Barrow when it comes to the deportation issue, because Yaya Jammeh could stop it, Barrow cannot stop it.
It's not that easy.
So I'm like, guys, let's be serious.
You know, times have changed. Now in Europe, a lot of the governments, when they want to become popular, they talk about the fact that we're going to deport illegal immigrants. Look, when I first came to Gambia, within 3 months of being here, there was a demonstration by Gambians saying they're trying to deport our people from Germany. This must be stopped. That's a nonsense.
I am telling you.
If somebody is illegal in a country, who the hell are you to say don't deport the person? I'm sorry, like what? But here, it's like the norm. Like you're saying,
get it.
People are saying, "Oh, under Yaya Jammeh." Listen, you go to Hungary now. They won't even allow people from Africa. Even if you go to the study, they'll refuse that now. So a lot of them are using the kind of racist rhetoric. We don't want Africans in our country. Whether Jammeh was here or not, it wouldn't matter. They would still kick them out.
They will still do it. It does not have. It has nothing to do with Yaya Jammeh. And remember, when you praise Yaya Jammeh has killed people's families. So remember that people are still healing, and you're out there saying good stuff about him. I think we have to remember that.
Well, you know,
Look,
so that's the you know, yesterday I asked
Stockholm syndrome is called.
I asked you on the program the attitude of
people. I don't
sometimes there are things that people say, you know, when you try to connect it, you won't understand well. I mean, these are the people that stood at some point and said a lot about Yaya Jammeh.
Exactly, so and the evidence is there with the TRRC. The evidence is there with what Yaya Jammeh has done to people.
They have this thing.
It's right in front of us. There's nothing like coming and going. Yaya Jammeh did this, and there's nothing to say there's some problem. And in fact, it makes me emotional when people are trying to do things like this. Yaya Jammeh killed
Listen.
People's parents.
There's a guy, I hope he's watching. I was on a flight.
It's out there.
I was on a flight coming back to the Gambia, and the guy sitting next to me said he was coming to take up a job at the MRC. So if you're watching, you know who you are.
Exactly.
And this guy was arguing with me. He said all these people who were killed, mentioned in the TRRC.
Killed, right?
All the people who killed them are not Gambians. Gambians don't do this.
What a joke.
And I said, Mr. Man, part of my job is to watch the TRRC.
Exactly. And, and you know what? Funnily, people say allegedly at this point in time. With what?
So is that...
Allegedly?
Is that
I will use that in the case of
now let's just be clear. Is that Oya guy, the jungler, is he a Sierra Leonean or a Guinean?
That's the thing.
Or is he from Liberia?
People need to wake up, honestly.
There's not a single non-Gambian that came before and said, you know, I was the ones who came and confessed. Why would somebody incriminate themselves?
Exactly.
And say, I killed X amount of people just for what?
The person said it, which means there's no allegation.
Well,
it's confirmed that this person
the
killed
country,
this person.
I think
the family know that your family member is dead.
No, when we have our issues as a country,
people need to be serious.
Let us try to allow the sleeping dog to continue sleeping. You know, we know the past government,
exactly.
he did a lot of things. He killed people's fathers, and that cannot...
Even
if we call TRRC 10 times, you know, we will heal gradually, but that cannot be rectified anymore. You know, if you kill my father, you kill my brother, you kill my mother, that cannot, I mean, no matter what, I mean, even if I forgive you, it's still going to hurt me.
And you know what pains me the most? When people say it's not confirmed, it's an allegation. Allegedly, allegedly, after watching the TRRC, going through the process, people coming, junglers coming and confirming that they killed somebody. Like you said, nobody will come on TV and incriminate themselves. They did this and they have no choice. They have to confess. So there's no allegation. It's confirmed that this happened. So you going online, defending this individual and your fellow Gambian is at home crying, it's unacceptable.
I mean, people do that because either they didn't suffer directly, or because, as I was trying to mention, this thing called Stockholm Syndrome, where the person who is your prisoner, you end up loving them because that's all you know. You know, so 22 years of dysfunctionality, people normalize. They think that kind of dysfunctional government is what good governance is. And when they get good governance, they don't recognize it.
They will never.
Because they realize that, oh, you know, this guy was my jailer for 22 years. You know, he's my God. I should worship him. You know, no, actually, you shouldn't. You should criticize
It's
him.
sad. Like,
so
it's really sad.
It's upsetting.
It's really upsetting, and it really upsets me because no matter what, we're all Gambians and we do know what happened.
Yeah, quite.
You know, so it's unacceptable.
So when I hear people singing and dancing
I'm
on
like, are you for
58th birthday, cutting big cake.
Medicalia is a high-quality clinic.
A pleasure. Today I was pretending to be in Boch.
Right.
Have an eye problem? Do you feel a hearing difficulty? Medicalia is here to ease the pain for you. The first and only hearing aid dispensing facility nationwide, where patients can be tested and treated to recover from their hearing loss. Fitted with latest generation equipment, our doctors can provide healthcare assistance for eyes, ears, nose, and throat. Common diseases like glaucoma or diabetic retinopathy can be diagnosed and followed up for fast and correct treatment. Make your appointment with the eye or ear, nose, and throat ENT specialist today to relieve any pain you might be feeling, as consultants are available daily. Contact us for more information. Visit us at Tropic Shopping Center near Senegambia from 9 a.m. to 11 p.m. every day of the week, or call us on 503-4411 or 7767-123. Medicalia, premium care, personal touch.
Step into the Espas Motors showroom for your luxurious name brand vehicle. Located along the Bertil Harding Highway, Espas Motors is the Gambia's authorized dealer for Chery, Kia, Ford, and now we bring you the new Peugeot model 3008 SUV. 18-inch alloy wheels, 216 inches high ground clearance, keyless entry system, start and stop button, rear parking assistance system with reverse camera, adaptive cruise control with speed limit, LED daytime running lights, front and side airbags, 8-inch HD touchscreen. Not to forget our exquisite Peugeot Landtrek double cabin pickup with 2.1-liter diesel engine, 6-speed manual transmission 4x4, hill descent control, LED daytime running lights. Espace Motors, the authorized dealer for Peugeot. Visit us today or call us on 35 22 222 or 353 4444.
Do your banking the smart way with the new Aji Bank mobile app. Transfer money to any bank account in the Gambia. Top up airtime for all networks. Pay utility bills. Check your account balance and view mini statements. Request for ATM cards. Request for checkbooks and more in a single touch. So, do your banking in a smart way. Do your banking now with Aji Bank mobile app. Every time is banking time. Aji Bank, your investment partner.
From that break, if you're just tuning in, you're watching QTV this morning. So after that conversation on TRRC, climate change, disaster-related matters, now we're moving to food-related matters as we're joined by officials from the FSQA, and we're about to talk about food, street food, hygiene and health factors. And we're joined by Dudu Jallo, who is the Scientific Affairs Director, FSQH, as well as Abdullahi, who's a senior scientific officer at FSQA. I think we have a, we have a nice partnership with FSQA. You know, whenever we call upon them, they're here, and then using this platform to always educate people when it comes to food and health related factors. But thank you so much, gentlemen, for joining us. So I think with FSQA having any program, we don't have to go back because the foundation has been laid several times. We've had several programs, so we just have to carry on from where we stopped. So is there any specific direction that we are taking? Are you doing any supervision lately? What has been going on when it comes to food hygiene in the Gambia and our markets?
Yeah, actually, thank you very much. We are also very happy to be here. This is a very big platform. Yeah. So it's a good opportunity for us to come here and pass messages to the public. Right. Apparently, because of the approaching rainy season, right, we have decided to at least to try to get to some platforms and talk to the public. Right. With the rainy season, there is a whole host of things changing. The temperatures right now are high, and they are going to be high again in the rainy season. If you look at the amount of water, moisture that is going to be around, is also going to be high, especially the greater Banjul area where we will even be expecting to have floods and so on. So you are going to have also a lot of water, stagnant water around. Right. Okay, so we are going to have very moist environment as well, in addition to this temperature, high temperature. And the humidity is also going to be very high. You can feel it when you are outside. That's true. And these kind of environmental factors are a good recipe for growth of microorganisms, especially in food. It's going to be like the foods that we used to have, stay for a long period of time will not stay that time because of these factors. If they are not kept properly, you will have a lot of food spoilage if you are not very careful. So we decided that we should talk to the public a little bit about the coming rainy season and what are some of the risks associated with food safety and how to mitigate this risk. So we will really be, maybe during the program, both myself and Abdullah, we will look at how this is to be done in the markets and in the various food establishments, in the streets, and also in the schools where food are sold and so on. So this is one direction that we want to take. Okay.
This is a very significant topic. Right. Yeah. And when we mention food vendors, when we talk about, the places we sell food, we are focusing more on our local people, the women in the markets. Exactly. We talk about the women in the school selling food. Yeah. So we'll prefer to do this in the local language. I think that would really help at least to filter down that message. Absolutely. Wow. So bugon nañ rek pour ñu def ko ci olof pour suñ yaay ak suñ jabar yi mun si njëriñ.
waaye first of all Ibrahima moom mention na ne dafa am recommendations yi nga xam ne moo am pour during this period because you know bi nga ko waxee sax I was like you know I'm like trying to figure out that like if you were keeping food because there's certain food you know you don't even have to put them in the fridge you can't do that anymore you know you have to be extra careful when it comes to food preservation which is true you know we need to be alert when it comes to that so what are some of the recommendations yi nga xam ne yéen a ngi ko jox food vendors around this time is it like dañu war a hit na yokk up hit na paransor or send those things that they have where they sell so what is the recommendation or is there a specific guideline to say that they're supposed to go by?
Well, actually, there's ñun li ñoo recommend rek we will come again to our hygiene because food safety yep foundation be hygiene la the hygiene system bi li ma mun a wax food vendors rek mooy during the rainy season they have to increase the number of hygiene su fekkoon ne sa mbalit bi ñaari fan la dee am si sa place bi nga doo ko tuur you cannot afford to do that in the rainy season because mbalit bi dafa anu sax yi dañoo start di ñëw di moment nga teg ko fa so almost every day or even more than twice in the day war nga try nga bale nga génnee mbalit bi foofu okay so if you were placing da nga doon ñëw di lal si suuf di teg sa lekkay in the rainy season you cannot do that so these are things that we are trying to push so lii yëpp measures yoo xam ne ñu ngi ko recommend to the food vendors so nañ ut raise platform nañ increase the amount of times they are cleaning and they are clearing also the waste and removing it whether it is in the shops in the supermarket in the market in the streets finger jaay and everything and also places yoo xam ne ni ndox bi dafa taa again during the dry season mun ngaa ñëw toog foofu nga jaay but during the rainy season mun loo ñëw foofu nga jaay so lii tamit dañ ko war a bàyyi xel and then you have to try to get a way of draining the water or you cannot really sell food in that kind of place so yii la daal yii la ñoo recommend so hygiene bi moom lañ war a yokka su fekkee yaa ngi ko doon def benn during the rainy season da nga ko war a yokka nga def ko ay ñaar ba ñetta increase the hygiene level the cleanliness the clearing of the waste and all this yii yëpp dañ ko war a yokka tremendously ak tamit lekka yi comme yaa ngi fi laal benn issue lekka yi am na lekka yoo xam ne dañu war a ànda cold chain dañu war a nekk si cold chain preservation bi storage bi yooyu yëpp tamit am nañ fa recommendations yu bari so lekka yoo xam ne nii tamit da nga ko bugg a denca up to certain time you have to put it in a cold chain dafa war a nekk si fridge you cannot afford to put it outside ba pare nga di ko jaay nit ci dafa war a nekk si fridge and that's very, very important because su dul loolu microorganisms right now they have the right environment.
The perfect one. Multiply
very rapidly. So pour food you have lekka yi even when you come to the bread the molds is going to be very quick right now pour bread bi am molds ak yooyu so all these things ñu ngi recommend daal nit ñi gën a jël matuwaay yokka matuwaay yu ñu doon jël so that they can keep the food safe ñu mun koo jox nit ñi tamit when it is very safe. So
Ibrahima man dama bëggoon a make another follow up because xam nga man moom saa yu si food safety ñëwee dama dee follow up on this because he talked about bread that is how suma mind bi click about the bread issue. What ideas la food safety am in relation to bread because bread nekk na food boo xam ne every day household boo dem bread dañ koo lekk foofu maalo moom xam nga nit a koo toogal boppam si kiram mu yëkka ko waaye bread dafa am fuñ koo defaree ñu ñëw jox la ko yow nga jëfandikoo ko soo ma bëggoon a xam yan plans ngeen am in terms of bread because xam nañ ne bread fii su newspaper lañ koo raab ñu jox la ko sometimes sa fuñ koo jaayee seen mbuus siñ koo def it's not good for the people so lan benn update lañ am in relation to that because musoon nañoo laal topic bi ay programme si gannaaw soo ma bëgg a xam rek ndax this is something that you're looking into.
Of course, the food safety, we look at the whole food value chain. We start from production until where the food is consumed. And then we conduct a lot of inspection of all the bakeries in the country. And then these include bakeries that are, the producers of our local bread we call Tapalapa. Yes, we inspect those ones. We also inspect the much advanced one. They are more formal. Yeah, but you'll understand that our food system is very informal until now. And that did create sometimes, it create problem for us, like in terms of implementing the food safety measures within the production sites.
Okay.
So that's why we have to follow the food chain from the production, you them determined. So that's why we inspect these retail shops. We also inspect street food vendors to ensure that these things are followed. But again, we're talking about the rainy season. The most important thing at this moment also, it comes what you put actually in the bread, because these are moist food products. For example, sauce, this is moist, and this is a perfect medium for the growth of microorganisms. Wow. So the bread may not pose that big hazard for you, but what you put in the bread actually may be the thing that poses a bigger hazard for you. So that's why we are saying at the moment, your physical environment for the jai should be much more cleaner now. And also you should avoid there is stagnant water, because the stagnant water, it creates the perfect medium for the development of microorganisms, because you have the temperature, you have the humidity, and you have the moisture. These are all places it increases
the bread. For example, if it's wrapped in the right way, protection. Why because last time we had this conversation, come the newspapers, for example, la use. Can la graduate because you know the press release the news at newspaper because newspaper mu ngi joge benen dekk ni tonko laal ak loxo.
Waaw dafa am paper yoo xam ne sa newspaper soo ko dóoree da nga
gis dos bi xam nga
ponda mooy génna te da nga xam ne lii moom this is a foreign ponda.
wax dëgg foreign ponda la moom joge ci benen dekk ñu
li jóge wut fii you know.
mais dina de
waaw xam nga loolu amoon na jéego yuñ si start on di jël we are still now following jéego yooyu noonu parce que newspaper bi ñun sax xam nañ ne newspaper yooyu especially ñoo use pour si bread bi is not meant for food. loolu beneen industry la war a dem like in the car industry ak yooyu noonu ñuy def yee fii spray yooyu moto yeeg yooyu noonu waaye fii xam nga nit ñi rek lu nekk rek dañ koy jël rek yóbbu ko feneen di ko misuse, that is what we call misuse.
fu mu leen gënalee
waaw fu mu leen gënalee fu mu gën a yombee te di nga gis ne newspaper yooyu si container yu ñoo ñëw ak even suñu accès fii place yu ñu leen a store yooyu yëpp they are not very suitable for food wrapping. warut so really ñëwoon nañ with that press release but what we realize mooy ne pour ñu mun koo enforce properly ñu mun a jël enforcement actions foog ñu turn ko into a regulation mu nekk a regulation mu nekk a law waaw su nekkee law then di nga gis ne di nga ko mun a enforce as much as possible but before mu nekk a law you can use a lot of statements waaye di nga gis ne at the end enforcement bi doo ko mun a
amuloo doole
léegi we are really working on the development of the law because law moom soo ko lifin soo ko defar daf dee jël time process boobu start na suñu regulatory affairs directorate bi they are in the process of developing the law. It is already recommended. It is part of the work plan, especially for this year. Then try, you said, possibly they will be able to get it done. While meanwhile, also we are using a lot of sensitization, especially to the public as well. For new buy hell this kind of wrappings, so they may be gender samburu, nila ko rapale. Initially, I'm not being a program manegon. You don't want ne ninyi bunjeka even si kiri. dañ daan am spécial morceau buñ dee dem jëndee ji mbuuru dëgg la buñ dee dem ci bitigi rek lu nekk ñu jël ko foofu xam nga fu mu nekk nii ñun tamit dañ bëggal lu nekk rek ñu dem jëlee ko ci jaaykat yi and there are certain things ñun war nañoo jël matuwaay ñu war because man xamoon naa ne suñ kër time ma nekk xale sooy dem jëndi mbuuru dañ la dee jox morceau pour nga raaf ko
njëgënaay bu ees
exactement soo eggee nga jënd mbuuru dugal ko foofu
waaw da ngaa gis ne attitude bi la rek comme nit ñi itam seen attitude bi moo nanguwut léegi
loolu moo tax it's difficult to regulate food safety because food safety actually is business dependent te xam nga ne is the consumer who decide the success of a business so that's why if we educate the consumer and the consumer respond to the education it is much easier to regulate that's why we are putting a lot of efforts in educating the consumer actually that's why we are starting these rainy season seasonal sensitization because if the consumer is not buying the business will not do well so the business will respond to the need of the consumer that's why we think it's very important to educate the consumer
war nañoo bàyyi xel tam fu ñoo toogee because there was a time tam mus naa jënd mburu ma lekk ko si digga dama lekk ba si digga ma fekk wiñ like not a house fly de weñ iron
weñ si biir mburu bi I can remember that they came si biir bag bi they had the food, and I even gave the restaurants number. I remember the restaurant's location for food safety them fa.
Feka leka nga ko
bala ma leka dama inspect man santuma balde. Holle Mr. Diallo man santuma balde. Hola dama ko ubi inspect leka bi ba pare gis ko mbot bi muy dox. Man tek leka bi naka delo ko ne ko delo ma suma xaalis. Waaw non la ko defee. Waaye nañ wrap up on the rainy season. Quickly, we have 2 minutes.
Waaw 2 minutes again ñu ñaan rek food safety moom challenge si bari na suñ ko laalee fii foog naa dinañ fi yàgga ñu di wax waaye ñu ñaan rek nit ñi ñu gën a bàyyi xel ba pare jëndakat yi tamit maa ngi leen a ñaax suñ demee ñu fekk nit ñi fu ñoo jaayee lekka yi baaxul ci bi ci mbalit la wala ci taala yooyu noonu bul dem foofu di jënda we have to consumers yi comme lu Ablaye wax rek dañ am ñoom tamit responsibility in food safety. It's not only the regulator waaye yow consumer bi am nga responsibility pour nga ñëw nga xool nga jël a decision nga make a choice. So bul ñëw nga fekk koo xam ne mu ngi jaay lekka ci foo xam ne mu ngi am mbalit baa ngee nopp sax yaa ngee daw fale nga jënda foofu lekk demal ci keneen su ko ñëpp rombee jënda si keneen su yàggee kooku dina xam ne something is not right. So loolu tamit maa ngi koo ñaax nit ñi waaye tamit ñuy jaay ñun ñooñu ñoo gën a nekk suñ focus because ñooñu suñ leen jàppee dañ leen a yóbbu ci ñooñu la ñoo mën a yóbbu ci yoon teg leen loi so nañ bàyyi seen xel we are going to increase the level of inspection during the rainy season so suñ defut seen matuwaay tamit dinañ ñëw am na ñoo xam ne dinañ nangu seen li ñoo jaay yëpp dinañ ko nangu seen loxo and take it and go and dispose it. If it is too much and too serious, dinañ leen teg yeneen enforcement actions yi. So maa ngi leen a ñaax bu baax a baax pour ñu gën a bàyyi xel. ñu try ñu improve si seen hygiene bi. during the rainy season.
Well, I think tam ñi def nañ lu baax. because amoon na time dañ dem foon pour nit ñi yëpp def seen lekka yu ñu jaay si ay box. te loolu gis naa ñu bëri ñu ngi koo def.
Waaw eventually but I think the sensitization will get to continue. suñ demee ba dugg si rainy season bi sax suñ gisee something else. But thank you so much for joining us. I'm afraid that is all we have time for. So we'll just go for a short break and we'll be right back. Don't go anywhere.
Step into the Espas Motors showroom for your luxurious name brand vehicle. Located along the Bertil Harding Highway, Espas Motors is the Gambia's authorized dealer for Chery, Kia, Ford. And now we bring you the new Peugeot model 3008 SUV. 18-inch alloy wheels, 216 inches high ground clearance, keyless entry system, start and stop button, rear parking assistance system with reverse camera, adaptive cruise control with speed limit, LED daytime running lights, front and side airbags, 8-inch HD touchscreen. Not to forget our exquisite Peugeot Landtrek double cabin pickup with 2.1-liter diesel engine, 6-speed manual transmission 4x4, hill descent control, LED daytime running lights. Espas Motors, the authorized dealer for Peugeot. Visit us today or call us on 35-2222 or 353-4444.
Do your banking the smart way with the new Aji Bank mobile app. Transfer money to any bank account in the Gambia. Top up airtime for all networks. Pay utility bills. Check your account balance and view mini statements. Request for ATM cards. Request for checkbooks and more in a single touch. So, do your banking in a smart way. Do your banking now with Aji Bank mobile app. Every time is banking time. Aji Bank, your investment partner.
Medicalia is a high-quality clinic from Europe, which is now in the Gambia. Do you have an eye problem? Do you feel a hearing difficulty? Medicalia is here to ease the pain for you. The first and only hearing aid dispensing facility nationwide, where patients can be tested and treated to recover from their hearing loss. Fitted with latest generation equipment, our doctors can provide healthcare assistance for eyes, ears, nose, and throat. Common diseases like glaucoma or diabetic retinopathy can be diagnosed and followed up for fast and correct treatment. Make your appointment with the eye or ear, nose, and throat ENT specialist today to relieve any pain you might be feeling, as consultants are available daily. Contact us for more information. Visit us at Tropic Shopping Center near Senegambia from 9 a.m. to 11 p.m. every day of the week, or call us on 503-4411 or 7767-123. Medicalia, premium care, personal touch.
What do you want to say? You want to greet your fans? This is not your stage tonight. Go down. Go down. Go down, please. Go down, please. Go down, please. Push him. What it means? Please get this woman on stage for me. Zero, please. Be free. Thank you. Which one? Which one? Which one? Which one?
Welcome back. Should I say welcome back from that embarrassing video? What should I say in that
well,
situation?
I don't think it's an embarrassing.
In a way,
it's a misunderstanding video.
Sort of, but
Let's
whatever the case, it was embarrassing.
Although the situation was embarrassing for Tida, you know, but I think there was a little misunderstanding.
Welcome to the show.
Yeah, thank you very much for having us on this platform. It's your boy Churchill Ballet, and today we're not doing the usual introduction, because looking at that video, it's very heart-touching.
Nigga, you look odd on our platform. I mean, you look odd.
But then to help us understand, because today we're discussing stage management, we're not here to entertain, but we're here to educate, to inform. To help us understand stage management, I am joined by veteran media personality, Dembo Jobate. Welcome to the platform, bro.
That's right. Thank you very much, Churchill. Thank you to all the viewers watching this right now. D-Jobs right here, artist manager, music business consultant, and artist manager. I'm glad to be here for us to discuss on proper stage management, because it's important. Cognizant of what we have seen is very unfortunate, and yesterday I wrote about it on my Facebook wall. You know, my own perception regarding what happened. You know, and I know. Yeah, we can dilate on certain issues if time permits.
Sure, we can.
Yeah.
So I'm looking at that video. What is your take on that video?
Well, Churchill, like I said, it's so unfortunate. I understand one thing. You know, barriers to proper stage management. There are two things involved.
Okay.
Distortion and intrusion.
Okay.
Here we have seen two things happening. You know, at the same time.
Right.
One is distortion. The other is intrusion.
Okay.
Distortion in the sense that Tida did not communicate with the main artist on stage for her to come on stage, or the people that are responsible for that particular management, you know, during the concert. That is why when she came on stage, because some of these things, in fact, we are beginning to see them here on QTV, you would realize that Tida she was trying to talk to the artist so that he can allow her to sort of introduce herself to the fans.
Exactly.
So you can see, even though the artist was also insisting that Tida should leave him be. You understand? So we have seen distortion in the sense that he did not communicate with the artist and the organizer for them to clear, you know, ways for her to be on stage. Intrusion in the sense he wanted to overtake everything from the main artist. And this is why the artist insisted to say, no, this is not your stage.
This is not yours.
She persisted. You could see in the video that she was continuously, you know, trying to sort of coax the artist to allow her present. And that was the time the artist also got annoyed and aggressively disrespected her.
I think he felt that Tida Job was going to overshadow him.
Exactly, that is the intrusion aspect of things.
And people don't understand this thing.
That's right.
Music concerts. that is the artist's time. That is his moment.
Very well.
He dictates who comes on stage.
I think I disagree. I disagree. Okay, he thinks Tida is going to overshadow because that is showing you he doesn't even know who Tida is.
That's what I'm saying. I'm coming to that.
And also, DJ,
yes.
I watched Hadifai's interview.
Yes.
So Hadifai is the organizer of the whole event.
Yes.
I watched her interview with Fatimata Rahman Koka to clear the issue.
That's
because
right.
she was the right person to clear because she organized the event. She clearly mentioned in that interview with, I don't know if you watch it.
Yeah, I did not. I had.
Yeah, I watched it from beginning to end. She clearly stated that when Ruga was on stage, Tida did not forcefully come on stage. Tida was picked among girls who were supposed to come on stage to dance. So Ruga expected when Tida came on stage, Tida was coming to dance because all the girls came, danced according to, this is the words of Hadifai, danced before Tida came. So Tida did not forcefully come. Tida was picked among the girls who were picked to come on stage to dance.
Yes, and then
so she did not forcefully come.
Yes.
And these are the words of Hadifai.
That's right. Okay, you know, that's one thing, Jennifer. But my observation regarding Tida coming on stage, I mean, I said if I was Tida, I would not even have, you know, answer to that request.
Of coming on stage.
Exactly, because this was a sake-up request. Right. You also have to understand Tida's capacity as a major stakeholder in the industry.
I agree.
Yeah, that request was an open request that was supposed to be meant for others that are not Tida.
Yes.
Exactly.
There are
absolutely.
Personalities like
absolutely.
Just random people.
Jennifer, you would not answer to any request that says you should come up to say come. You would, yeah, exactly, you would never do. So what people are also trying to establish is the reality that I think our Gambian TikTok stars and celebrities should be a little bit tame in terms of certain things. They should lower their gazes to certain things because obviously Tida, her role, her capacity as a public figure, she's a star in the Gambia.
Yeah, so now let's allow Churchill.
Okay, I was making my point. My point was, I'm not saying that Ruga Tida would have overshadowed. I said Ruga felt that Tida would have overshadowed. If you listen to Ruga, what he said was, this is not your stage.
Yes.
This is my moment.
Yes.
Now, as an artist, that is how they feel.
Yes.
Musician that they feel.
Yeah.
Understand? The flower one man, Lee is my moment. Lee is not your stage.
That's right.
So they that was the response. But people took this personally. Okay, Tida Job, Sokoware on stage. When the likes of Attack is performing, the likes of ST is performing, Tida can do that. It's very normal.
Yeah.
Normal. But this is an international artist that is paid to come and perform, and then they follow protocols.
Yes.
There are certain things you have that is unacceptable. Like so whole video. Okay, people, there's an argument. Tida forcefully came on stage. And
but Hadifai it was confirmed to her. She said that she was not on ground. Hadifai confirmed na lo ne nekku ci ground bi waye bum paré mom nit ñami on ground confirmal nañ ko ne Tida forcefully ñewut dafa bokk ci ñu nekkon ci kanam rek Ruga isi leen on stage pour ñu feeca Tida su ñëwoon mu yëngal mu feeca Ruga du ko wax wàccal ci suuf
but the video
Ruga tamit dafa ñëw ci jikki jaabu
video wasn't
so all this
so
I now understand no all this problem is about Yenga I know
why haven't interacted with the two interact now with Ruga interact now with Tida in the past. Okay, man jangana si ñom ñaar lu bari. Understand what I mean? Man dama feel ne Ruga should have been patient.
It's like